Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this extended reading here on Patreon. Thank you so much to all of you who are here co-creating with me on Patreon. And I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the traditional tarot cards. And of course, the first card to come back out here is the Sun in the upright position, again representing moving forward with confidence, this positive energy coming to you, moving into the future. And I feel this card really representing those shifts that are taking place, especially within the next 3 months. And I also feel that these shifts are bringing a greater sense of stability when it comes to either your 3D self, physically, mentally, emotionally, or your 3D world. Yeah, I heard stability, financial stability, emotional stability, relationship stability. That word stability is just really strongly coming out as being something that you are shifting more into. But my guides are showing me this all begins with you stabilizing within your own energy field, within yourself. And they're also reminding me that this takes a lot of commitment to your own self-care, to rest, to physical nourishment. And I feel that some listening, because you are someone who is beautifully empathic, you may have the tendency to overgive your energy to other people around you sometimes until you feel this energetic depletion in your own emotions or in your own physical body, and then internalize it and tell yourself something must be wrong with me. And whoever I'm speaking to here, this may be a pattern that you actually learned in childhood. This internalization of your own energetic or emotional depletion, which is just entirely natural as the powerful, beautiful, empathic person that you are. And of course, along with that, we get the King of Cups card, trust, wealth of knowledge, caring, healing, good advice, someone who understands unconscious motivations. I see this both representing you and why these other people are drawn to you in your life, regardless of whether you connect as being a divine masculine or divine feminine. This card really speaks to the fact that you are someone who is so in touch with your own emotions that you're capable of really showing a lot of empathy and understanding towards others and helping them get to the root of what is going on in their own life. But again, there is that need for really replenishing yourself, coming back to your own energy and giving yourself what you quite literally need to be able to continue doing this kind of energetic and emotional work for others. Even if this is your purpose and your passion, this might be involved with your work. For someone listening, part of your work may involve empathizing and helping with others in this way. And if that isn't your work already, that might be something you're reaching towards. You may be working on creating some kind of a heart-centered, soul-centered business or endeavor that you know will be of assistance to others and will help others to emotionally or energetically shift. I feel like could just be speaking to a small group of people here, but for whoever this is for, know that you're going to receive a lot of abundance and prosperity for this as well, because you're tapping into and utilizing your true gifts with the card Ace of Pentacles. This represents a lot of prosperity coming in. And if you've been considering taking this leap into using your gifts of empathy, and really your guides want me to tell you it's a gift for shifting energy as well, whether it's a business, even if for some reason I keep seeing something to do with like cosmetics, beauty, skincare. This may be ways in which someone is expressing self-love towards themselves at this time, but this also could be somehow related to a career or business someone is involved with here. But regardless, know that whatever you are doing, even if on the surface, it doesn't look necessarily like it is energy work, this is you helping other people to shift their energy in a profound way. And that is why you feel so much passion for it and why it is so aligned with you. And know that as you follow that feeling of passion, representing, really indicating your alignment, you are going to be seeing a lot of increasing abundance and prosperity and success, but soul-based success, heart-centered success from whatever this is. I see that I keep hearing your passion is where your greatest manifestation power lies, your sense of excitement, exhilaration is indicating that you are in alignment with your soul's purpose. And whenever you are in alignment with your soul's purpose, you are always on track to manifesting, opening yourself energetically to receiving from all directions and all avenues. But I also feel that for whoever I'm speaking to here, as you are embarking on this quest, whatever this life path is for you, there is going to be something that you will have to do. And I feel this is something you are already doing. This may be something you will have to continue doing, especially to experience all of those positive shifts we are channeling that are coming for you, that are in escrow for you the next 3 months. And this is standing your ground with the 7 of Wands card in the upright position. This is you standing up for who you truly are, giving your true inner self a voice, being bold, being courageous about your true spiritual self, your identity, whatever you are creating in this world, and not allowing yourself to be swayed by the ideologies, opinions, or beliefs of others, especially those who might be closest to you. I'm hearing you must protect your dreams, protect your goals, protect your true spiritual identity that is emerging and becoming more and more of just simply who you are and how you portray yourself in this physical 3D world. I see this beautiful alignment process taking place between what we consider to be your higher self, your spiritual self, your most aligned, highest vibrational version of self, and who you are at this moment in the physical 3D world. And again, it's this alignment process that is opening the way for so much to enter into your life, to be magnetically attracted into your life. But I do feel that there might be forces or energies or people around you who may oppose or try to limit you in whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, however far your vision is expanding. And the number 722 came out for someone as well. And I'm just seeing that this will require you to be strong about who you are, to be courageous about who you are. And know that as you stand boldly in that courage, we have the transition card, calmer waters, healing, progress, moving forward, things calming down, stability, relief. And that's what I see coming in for you again over the course of these next 3 months. We kind of came full circle here because we started with the Sun card, this new beginning happening, but bringing in a lot of stability to a situation that may have felt very destabilized in the past, may even in the moment as of you listening to this reading still feel destabilized, whether it's a relationship, a job situation, finances, home, whatever it is. I see that calmer waters are ahead for you. This situation will continue to heal and progress in the energetic realm, and that will manifest itself in the form of what we think of as physical, visible, 3D progress opening up. But once again, we have the 7 of Wands card just really standing out to me here, and this connects a lot with solar plexus energy, with building a strong sense of inner confidence, inner self-worth, stabilizing your sense of identity. We often associate this strengthening of the solar plexus with what we also call the integration of your inner divine masculine energy. And I'm hearing my guides say, when you integrate your inner divine masculine, regardless of whether or not there is an external masculine you are interacting with physically at this time, you are actually assisting, you are co-participating, if I can get that word right, in the collective healing of the wounded masculine, which really amounts to a true global energetic healing when you choose to awaken and to heal and to activate that inner divine masculine energy to healthily support yourself, show up for yourself, assert yourself confidently in the world. You are assisting the collective divine masculine in healing. But for those of you who are directly connected with a specific divine masculine physically embodied energy at this time, whether it's a high level soulmate or twin flame, I see that your guides want you to know that this healing and integration of your inner divine masculine is healing or opening the way for healing for this divine masculine counterpart as well. Or rather, he might not seem so divine at times for whoever I'm speaking to in the 3D, because there may be moments he is still living from his wounding at the present. but know that this is shifting very fast as you make these shifts within yourself. I'm actually seeing that. I don't know who this is for, but for someone listening, there's been a masculine in your life who has been presenting you with a really confusing situation, because at times he seems to be really awakened or waking up, and there are these flashes, these moments where he really shares his newfound emotional self-reconnection. He might open up to you emotionally. He might seem very suddenly and momentarily self-reconnected when it comes to his emotions, or he might say something that really makes you think that he is waking up, but then all of a sudden he might shut down again and live very much from his ego mind or from his own wounded patterns or dynamics, or get involved with karmic energies or situations again. And what your guides want you to know is that what you are seeing, that at times might almost look like interacting with two different people. This is really interesting. It's almost like when you interact with this masculine, it feels like you're interacting with both his awakened higher self that reveals itself more clearly in 3D at certain moments in time. And then at other times, it feels like you're interacting with his lower self, his wounded self, which you barely recognize, because it feels like, wait a second, this isn't the person that I know and love and that I sense at this fifth dimensional spiritual level. And this can create a lot of feelings of confusion for whoever I'm channeling here. In those moments where he's acting from his wounding, he may show a lack of appreciation for either you, Divine Feminine, or for your connection. He may simply not express that appreciation, not show that he cares or that he admires you, even though at other moments, you can sense that admiration so profoundly when it comes through in flashes. Again, I won't be speaking to everyone here, but for whoever I am speaking to, the Magician in the Mirror reverse came out. So this is one of my 2 twin flame cards, and this very well might be a twin flame situation for whoever I'm speaking to. But know that this masculine is in the process of balancing himself out. So if you feel like you're interacting with 2 different people, it's because in a sense you are interacting with the struggle he is feeling within between his newfound, newly activated, awakened spiritual self, and simultaneously his lower vibrational, ego dominant self that at times is still trying to fight this expansion. And the best way that you can hold the space for him and facilitate this healing process within him is actually by, again, standing your ground with that 7 of Wands card in the upright position, standing up for yourself. Really, there's something about the throat chakra here too, you activating and clarifying your connection to your inner voice, but also activating your external voice, the way that you express yourself, especially when it comes to whatever you are channeling that activated voice through, whether it's your music, your art, your work, your business. A really strange message is coming through as well for someone listening. Again, these messages may not connect with everyone who is listening to this reading, so really use your intuition here. But I'm also getting that someone's guides here are saying, because I feel that part of the confusion might be, okay, I feel so connected spiritually to this counterpart soul, whether it's a soulmate, a twin flame, and yet at times I feel like I'm interacting with their lower self, which is very triggering and causes them to shut down, causes me to want to pull away, causes me confusion. Other times, though, I feel like I'm connecting with their more soulful spiritual self, and it's beautiful and wonderful and open, and it feels aligned. So am I supposed to let this person go and move on and not communicate with them? Am I supposed to fully commit to them in 3D or move forward fully in 3D? Or am I supposed to pull back? And I feel your guide saying this is your mind creating confusion here, because your mind is trying to wrap itself around a very spiritual experience that is just that. It is an experience. It is only something that can be felt and sensed in your heart, in your soul, through your energy. It can't be something that is figured out or that is worked through at the level of the mind or even the level of the emotions, because this goes so much deeper than that. And a strong message I'm getting for someone, which is what someone's intuition is already telling them, is your guide saying to, in answer to this question, interact with this person whenever it feels aligned and open, whenever you're able to look at this person and to see their awakened self for who they really are, to see them in their healed state, their awakened state, and to interact with them at that level. And anytime when you find yourself interacting with this person from their lower state, or you are more aware of their wounding than you are of their awakening and their healing, you're actually doing this connection a disservice by trying to push or force yourself to continue to interact with them, even if that's what their physical 3D self might want from you in that moment. Know that anytime you are interacting with this person, seeing them for their higher self, seeing them for their truest self, you are assisting them, you are holding space for them in rising to that version of self. But anytime that these wounds become triggered or activated within either of you, and you start seeing them as this lower self that they are fighting with, you are actually in those moments causing them to go back into those old patterns. You are co-participating in each of you going back into those lower versions of yourself. So really the best way to shift this connection very exponentially and very quickly is by, again, interacting as much as you can in the higher realm with this person's higher self, whether it's through meditations, visualization, whether it's simply through sensing the energy of the divine masculine within yourself that is actually being externally reflected as this physical person. Strengthening, integrating that inner masculine in the moments when you can't physically 3D interact with this masculine without interacting with his lower self, if that makes sense. And what you'll find is over time, I see that this is transitioning with the Hierophant card, traditional institutions, convention, conformity, marriage, commitments. I see that you already share this really deep level soul marriage to this person, but that soul marriage, that soul commitment, so to speak, is a commitment to facilitating the highest growth and evolution in one another. So you might find that at times your 3D interaction is unpredictable or varied. It might feel like you go weeks, months without communicating, and then all of a sudden you're communicating every day for a period of time. And know that all of this is a reflection of what's actually happening energetically, and the mind might be trying to figure it out here through logic, but this really defies logic. It's about allowing those shifts to continue within yourself, making the commitment first to the healing, the awakening of your inner divine masculine, meaning holding your ground, asserting yourself, holding your boundaries, being strong within yourself. Having that commitment first and foremost, and allowing any kind of interaction in the physical with this physical form of the masculine to flow from that inner commitment to self, if that makes sense. So I really wasn't even expecting to channel on that, but I do hope that connected with whoever may have had that question or needed that point of clarity at this time. So we've been kind of skipping around, obviously, but I have spoken a lot to how this could be shifting in the next 3 months. And now I want to go back to the first point that came up in the initial reading about that throat chakra block that could involve family and is affecting both the masculine and feminine, whether these are external forces or internal energies. So I want to know how this blocked throat chakra energy is impacting the masculine. Let's start there. How is this blocked throat chakra energy impacting the masculine? Inability to move forward, fear of beginnings, repeating negative patterns, resisting change, dependency. And for any masculines listening, or for any feminines listening, connecting this with your inner divine masculine, the affirmation here that is so powerful is, I'm willing to let go of a past version of myself. And especially for external divine masculines, I see this representing the fact that their ego is dying, their lower self, so to speak, is on the way out. But at times they are resisting this ego death, they are resisting this change. So this block in communication, when they don't seem to be openly or clearly communicating with you in the physical divine feminine, this may be because they are struggling to fully communicate with themselves, or in other words, they are struggling to communicate the truth to themselves that their old version of self is dying, is on the way out. They are struggling at times to embrace this newfound spiritual self that inevitably is who they are becoming. It's just that at times, depending on their level of wounding, they might slow down or resist some of this process, but know that it is happening. We have the Star card, and this is really representing that optimism here in spite of this potential resisting of the spiritual change that is happening within this masculine. The numbers 1 and 7 might be significant to someone as well. But I hear them saying, their higher self here saying to you, divine feminine, there is hope here. Know that this change is taking place. Hold hope for me, regardless of how much we're interacting, communicating, regardless of how the feminine here even wants this to move forward, because you do have free will to create this connection or your life in the physical, the landscape of how this looks in the physical world. But the higher self of this masculine wants you to know that regardless of what free will choices you make here, they are healing. I hear them saying, don't worry about my healing process. Don't worry about my awakening process. It is happening. It is taking place. I am working through those patterns, those blocks that have slowed down the process, that have caused resistance. But it's almost like this masculine needs time to grieve. With the loss card, the 5 of Cups card, sadness, loss, grief. This masculine may have even gone through a specific loss in his family. He may have lost a job or lost something in his life that gave him a lot of sense of 3D meaning, identity, purpose. And this was essential as part of his ego death. But there's also this necessary period of grief. More abstractedly, this may simply represent the masculine grieving his past version of self that he can no longer return back to. I'm hearing him say, I can't fit myself into those boxes anymore. Now, many divine feminines may actually be feeling this grieving process through their inner divine masculine as well. There may be versions of yourself from your past that you built more from your ego, from a state of ego dominance that you are now allowing to crumble, to fall down. But I feel this masculine also in his 3D world feeling very isolated, very lonely at this time. And I want to know what this masculine is feeling towards the divine feminine, because this was another point that came out in the first reading. And this feels like a good kind of segue into that before we circle back to the divine feminine. Wow, we have the Ace of Cups. I want to make an offer, new beginnings, new relationships. There is this desire to start over, to start fresh together. This card can also connect with pregnancy, fertility, conception. So for some of you, there may be a masculine who wants to have a child with you someday or start a family. That won't be for everyone. But if this isn't a physical child, this is the birthing of a new relationship, the conception of a new connection physically manifested together. Also bringing something from the mind, from the spiritual realm, from the energetic realm into physical form. Because right now I feel this masculine feels that almost like, this is kind of a strange metaphor, but it's like, your connection is pregnant. It's something that you can feel within you. It's something that was conceived by the both of you. And yet it might feel at times as though it hasn't been something you've fully given birth to in the physical world. And the masculine is feeling this pregnancy in the sense he's feeling you, divine feminine, within him. And he wants this to come into full physical form. He doesn't want it to just be something he feels in his body, his physical mind, his emotions. He wants this to be something he can see and physically experience. But for this to happen, we also have the 3 of Swords reversed. There has to be forgiveness. There has to be this releasing of pain. I feel this masculine almost like wanting to ask for your forgiveness, wanting to ask if it's possible for this to still move forward, to come into physical form and being. And the wonder, the question of whether or not things can be forgiven and moved past has caused feelings of depression and emotional pain within this masculine as well. But there's still this hope. I hear clinging to hope. There's still this sense of optimism beneath it all. Maybe optimism is too strong of a word for what this masculine is feeling. There is this glimmer of hope, this hope that once all of this is through, once this process has really allowed the masculine to live as a higher version of himself, that this forgiveness can take place, that the past can be moved beyond, and that this new beginning can be started where the past is left behind. Yeah, we have the Three of Wands reversed, which can represent coming back home and also a lack of foresight. And I feel this masculine consciously saying, I want to come back home to you, which take it as it resonates. But I see this meaning, I want to reconnect. I want to come back together more deeply, and also feeling regret that I'm hearing him say, I feel like I was so short-sighted through choices or decisions I made. I wasn't really thinking all the way out into the future or seeing clearly what I truly wanted at the time. And so I sabotaged these soul desires. But I see you, Divine Feminine, as this abundant, beautiful, radiant spiritual being with Queen of Pentacles in the upright position. This represents, again, fertility. So someone here may be trying to get pregnant or have a child. But again, this can represent something growing that wants to be brought into physical form, whether that's a dream, a relationship, an idea. This masculine wants to apologize because I feel that there was a masculine here who may have, first of all, I'm hearing rock bottom. He might feel at this rock bottom point, but in his mind, there's a regret because the word betrayal is coming out. So there may have been a Divine Feminine who felt betrayed by this masculine, who felt like, I'm hearing that he wouldn't cut ties with people or things or situations that were causing him to limit the potential of this connection moving forward in 3D, whatever that means for whoever I'm channeling here. But regardless of whether those specifics apply, I'm seeing a masculine feeling like I've finally reached that rock bottom moment where everything has been stripped away and I'm standing here raw before you, wanting to move this forward, wanting to start fresh. I had to die to everything that I was to create space for everything that my soul truly wanted me to be. But that's not been an easy process for this masculine. What he's being prepared for is to rise to meet you, Queen of Pentacles, beautiful Divine Feminine, with his own King of Wands energy, with the King of Wands coming out, leadership. I feel that his soul desire here is to be a leader, but he had to be fully broken down to be fully rebuilt, to be capable of leading, whether it's leading in love, leading in work, in life, leading from the soul, from a space of authenticity, inspiring other people, being able to pour forth and give back to others rather than being really turned in within himself, being capable of being loyal and fully committed because he's found that stability and that total self-reconnection within himself that represents a healed and balanced inner divine masculine and inner divine feminine within himself. And I see that being what he's moving towards, as well as that King of Cups energy, trust, and also being someone that you can fully trust in the 3D, someone who's caring. It's interesting because the King of Cups came out for you, Divine Feminine, especially in the first reading, representing that you are that type of person, someone who is very emotionally intelligent because you carry that stronger Divine Feminine energy within yourself. So you are naturally born more emotionally self-reconnected, whereas this masculine was born less emotionally self-connected. But I see that connection really solidifying, taking hold, or it will be moving into the future as this healing process continues within him. Wow, very, very beautiful messages coming through. And now I do want to circle back and channel how this blocked throat chakra energy potentially could have been affecting the feminine. And the word outpouring really came out, pouring out your heart, pouring your heart and soul into something. So maybe there was hesitancy in the past about fully giving yourself over to a dream, to an idea. committing fully to yourself in that sense, pouring your heart into something because there was the fear of, what if I fail? Or what if other people judge me? What if other people don't understand me? And I feel your guides saying, but there are so many people in the world who need your gift, who will resonate with you, who will understand you if you have the courage to pour forth your heart and soul. There may be feelings of loneliness coming up, especially potentially involving family or an inner circle that might be close to you, that there's a lot of mutual love, but also a sense of being misunderstood by these others, not feeling like you have permission fully to speak your authentic self, to speak who you really are. And this may cause you to want to withdraw or to feel paralyzed by fear at times, to feel lonely, with the Hermit coming up here. And of course, the card of guidance, or the affirmation of guidance, is, I honor my spiritual self. Honor your spiritual self, beautiful divine feminine, because you know how to be authentic. You know who you are. You know what you came here to do. And at this point, it's all about opening fully that throat chakra energy and stabilizing it with that strong solar plexus, that sense of confidence, having the courage to stand strong in yourself and openly express that authentic voice that will connect with so many people. And another card to come out here is transition, the Six of Swords, but it came out reversed. So it might speak to someone feeling a lack of progress in their life. But again, with this card upright, moving forward, calmer waters, making progress. I'm hearing take it one day at a time. You're in a period of transition right now, moving from one timeline to a higher timeline, moving from one version of yourself to a more self-actualized version of yourself. And this is going to, again, require a lot of inner strength and confidence from you. The King of Cups, emotional intelligence. You can trust yourself. There's a reason that others have always seen you as this guide, as someone who is very spiritually insightful, because you are very connected to the spiritual realm, and you're being asked to more consciously recognize and acknowledge and utilize that gift when it comes to guiding your own life. We have the Emperor, but this card came out reversed. So this can speak to rigidity, stubbornness, someone who is really not in their emperor energy, so to speak. This might be someone you've been fixated on. This could even be that external masculine that we were channeling, someone who you felt wasn't able to take care of you, to provide that stability or structure in your life. This might be even a father figure. This could be an inner child wound coming out here. But what this is teaching you is how to connect more fully with your inner divine masculine energy, and in doing so to self-actualize through that inner balance and inner stability and integration in a way that most people never accomplish in a singular lifetime. But of course, this isn't an easy or linear process, and you have so much to be proud of yourself for embarking on this expansive, beautiful, intense journey in this life. The affirmation on this card is, I am my own authority. I have the will and the power to create my life's structure. And that might even be a powerful affirmation for you to use on a daily basis. I'm actually seeing that confidence affirmation, speaking to yourself confidently, lovingly, may actually be a really powerful tool for helping you to really solidify that inner healed divine masculine within yourself, rather than seeking that support externally at this time. And again, this represents the healing of that throat chakra block, being able to fully, clearly, boldly express your authentic truth to the world, whatever that means for you. And once again, we have the Five of Cups card. Just like this came out for the masculine, this is coming out for you as well, divine feminine. And the fact that a card representing loss and grief is coming up for both counterparts tells me that the grieving of old versions of yourself is necessary to become everything you are meant to be. In fact, you will grieve many versions of yourself that you will move through in this lifetime. And if you are connected in 3D with a person to whom you've experienced a very turbulent relationship in the past or a lot of ups and downs, I'm seeing that the movement forward in this situation will require you to grieve the past and then to move beyond the past of what this relationship or connection was, to allow it to be new, to bury what it was and allow it to be new if that is what you desire. To be patient with the 8 of Pentacles card upright, but rather than patience, I really like to take this card to represent trusting divine timing, which is already in place. It's not so much patience in the sense of sitting and waiting, but going within yourself and reconnecting with your knowing of the timeline that is already in place at a soul level, at a divine level. We also have Page of Pentacles, good news, new beginnings, setting goals, an increase in income. And I see this all happening for you, Divine Feminine. As you continue to open up energetically, you will see those results, so to speak, that evidence manifesting more and more in the physical worlds. And I am so grateful to you for bringing your powerful energy and intentions to this reading. You are really parts of co-creating all of these messages that come through. And I do want to pull just one final Rumi Oracle card for this extended reading as well. I love closing these readings with a few words from Rumi. So what is one final message? The Celestial Rose of Ma. And I'm going to just read a little bit from the guidebook here. The taste of bitterness becomes sweetness in love. The searching in the dark finds the light of faith revealed in love. Love transforms thistles into jasmine. Love layers heaven and gifts us with wings to soar into its mystery. Love transforms our every thought into desire of the hearts. O love, how divine is your luring. Beauty flows from your unseen face. Your very nature is radiant with joy. You manifest vibrant hues in every flower. Your touch dazzles all creation. Every particle is attracted to you, longing to unite and dwell in you. And the guidebook also says, you will begin to think thoughts you have never dared think before. You will feel moved by life, by its sacredness, in a way hitherto elusive to you. You will be open and surrendered in a way you have longed to be, but in a way you've never quite known how to go about. This spiritual gift signifies the ending of a period of suffering and the opening up to a new time of opportunity, a flourishing and thriving release of your soul fragrance into the world. So that feels like a beautiful place to close this reading. I hope you gained something valuable from the reading today, and if so, I would love to hear from you in the comments on Patreon. Otherwise, I am wishing you the most beautiful, magnificent rest of your day and week, and I will talk to you again in Friday's reading.